All right, welcome back, grade 5. Yesterday we went into a lot of specific details about the Chinese immigration into Canada and the sufferings that they went through, kind of the things that were put against them upon entry into Canada, that head tax we talked about. Now we're going to talk about how Canada tried to fix it. So today's video is going to be real short and simple. So you'll have some time to review afterwards. You can watch the other videos from this week to review for the quiz. I will not post the quiz today. I will post the quiz tomorrow. So Thursday the quiz will be posted. I will leave it open and due by Saturday. So you'll have a few days to review and complete that. But try and complete that as soon as you can so you do not forget about it. Remember last term we had a lot of little quizzes, weekly quizzes, and a lot of people were just forgetting that they had to do them, or they piled up and then all of a sudden they don't know what they have to finish because they didn't initially try and get it done when they should have. So my suggestion is do a good review today after this video, and then tomorrow you will be prepared for your quiz and you won't have to wait to do it. You won't have to try and do more studying because it's not too much. There's only going to be about maybe 6 or 7 questions, as there usually are. So you should be able to finish that tomorrow. Okay, so let's get started. We're on page 100. Yeah, let's get going. Okay, so we're on page 100 here now. Let's go through this real quick. It won't take us long. This is all of it right here. So, on June 22nd, 2006, this is not too long ago. This is only about 14 years ago. In Ottawa, Ontario, Prime Minister Stephen Harper offered a full apology to Chinese Canadians for the head tax and expressed his deepest sorrow for the subsequent exclusion of Chinese immigrants from 1923 to 1947. So all I'm going to have you do in that sentence is highlight kind of the first 2 lines. So we're going to go first line all the way up to head tax. So he apologizes for the head tax that was placed upon them back in the early days of Canada. He stated, "For over 6 decades, these malicious," that means kind of evil or angry actions, "measures aimed solely at the Chinese were implemented with deliberation by the Canadian state. This was a grave injustice and one that we are morally obligated to acknowledge." So he's saying that this was very unjust. This was completely wrong, and one that they are basically, they should be addressing and acknowledging that it happened. The government of Canada will make symbolic ex gratia payments. So ex gratia payments are basically payments of money that are not required but are given to people or parties who kind of deserve that. So Canada is recognizing, you know what, we owe these people some sort of payment for the mistreatment they went through. So the government of Canada will make symbolic ex gratia payments to those who were required to pay the head tax and to the spouses of head taxpayers who have since passed away. So we're going to highlight that. So they're going to basically give them some money because of their wrongdoings, because Canada did some bad things back in the day. So it will also establish a fund for community projects aimed at acknowledging the impact of past wartime measures and immigration restriction on ethno-cultural communities. So they're going to put in some community programs and projects that recognize and acknowledge the immigration of other cultures into Canada rather than shunning them. We have a collective responsibility to build a country based firmly on the notion of equality of opportunity, regardless of one's race or age. So that final statement by Stephen Harper, who was the Prime Minister at the time, kind of sums up what he's getting at. They have the responsibility to recognize that these people went through a lot of hardship and trial, and it was all because of the Canadian government. The Canadian government treated them poorly. So down here is the plan that they outlined. I'll just read through it, and I'm going to just give a highlight to the first 3 bullet points. This is the plan itself. Symbolic payments of $20,000 will be offered to the living Chinese head taxpayers and the living spouses of deceased payers. So anyone who's still living that had to pay that head tax is going to get this. Or their spouses. The establishment of a $24 million funding for community projects linked to wartime measures and immigration restrictions. So they're going to put forth $24 million to fund community projects based on the basically mistreatment of these people. The establishment of a $10 million National Historical Recognition Program to fund federal initiatives. So they're going to put $10 million towards a recognition plan, so looking back on Canada's history, and to kind of move forward and allow people to recognize what happened. So I don't know in what forms this money went forward, but to fund federal initiatives to show Canadians today what we're doing and what we did in the past. Okay, so and then implementation of the project of this plan would be projected for the fall of that year. So this is in 2006. So Canada really recognized that there were a lot of mistreatments towards these people. So the government tried to fix that and tried to allow people to recognize, hey, we did some wrong things back when we were first a nation. So they adjusted and they corrected their ways and tried to kind of raise some awareness that, these things happened, but we are making right of them. We are doing what we should to right the wrong, in a sense. So that is all for the video today. Look out for that quiz tomorrow. If you want, you can prepare for the quiz a little bit. There are some think about it questions on page 101. You'll see the image here in the video of page 101. And I will tell you that these questions will show up on the quiz. So they are opinion-based questions. I want to see kind of your ideas about what had happened. I want to see what you think and what you feel about these things. And I want you to do that as full as you can and not just give, oh, it was bad, or oh, I didn't like it. Okay? I want to actually see your thought written down. So you can prepare for the quiz tomorrow by kind of doing these 4 questions on the Think About It on page 101. And yeah, I look forward to seeing some of your ideas and your answers based on what we read this week. And now's your chance to review all of the things that we read and highlighted this week so that you are prepared for the quiz tomorrow. All right, have a good rest of your day.